Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pepple's Potager. Today is August 26, 2020, and it's time for another garden update. And usually the end of August, my garden is not looking as good as it does in July, but let's go ahead and we'll walk around and take a look and see what's going on. You can see the tomatoes here, some of the brandywine, a lot of this old growth here is looking pretty rough. So I'm going to get around to trimming that up, and we'll probably have a lot of new growth coming out on them. You can see there's some new growth there coming out, so definitely not looking good right now, but nothing a little bit of trimming can't cure. There's actually a lot of new growth at the top of the trellis there. I might have to pin some of it back. We'll probably get some tomatoes off of those. We only have probably about maybe 2 months left in the growing season here. We usually get our first frost around the 23rd of October, or sometimes even as late as November. So I'd say maybe about 2 months left in the growing season for a lot of the warm weather crops. But you can see the Cherokee purples over here looking very good as well. Still some of the lower growth looking bad, but nothing a little trimming can't cure. So I still might have quite a few tomatoes left to pick on here, so I may be picking tomatoes all the way to October. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back side of this trellis as well. You can see everything's looking pretty good on the back here. There's a few tomatoes up there at the top, right there, and a lot of new growth over here. There's a small tomato there forming. There's some more right there. So other than the old growth looking pretty rough, still producing quite a few tomatoes, it looks like. And then if you look further over this way, you can see there's quite a few banana peppers there. Those are the lightning banana peppers, and then there's some California wonder peppers there. Let's go ahead back around to the front here. We'll show you a little bit more of the peppers on the front here. You can see this plant is loaded down with some lightning banana peppers. We'll be picking more of those here soon. And looking at this California wonder here. These California wonders are very prolific. I always get a lot of peppers off these. They're one of the best producing pepper plants I've ever grown. Any other ones I've grown, even some of the larger ones like the Big Dipper I grew last year, did not grow very many peppers at all. I got some big ones off of them, but I never get as many peppers on any other plants as I do the California wonders. They are very prolific. I have another one over here. You can see there's one pepper there. I've already picked quite a few off of here. I've actually frozen some of them and put them in the freezer. And then down here you can see the pumpkins are just taking over this side of the garden. You can see there's also a lot of powdery mildew on top of the pumpkin plants. But let's see if we can get a look at one of the pumpkins there. There's one of them. Now these aren't supposed to be very big pumpkins. They're supposed to be probably about 8 pounds, maybe 5 to 8 pounds, I think. I don't remember what kind they were or the name of them, but and you can see, wow, this powdery mildew is really hitting it hard over here. You can see those leaves are just covered with them, but usually pumpkins are prone to this, and so are cantaloupes and other vining curcubits like this. They're very prone to the powdery mildew. So next year I might try to find something that's more powdery mildew resistant. And I think I saw another pumpkin in here. There's one there, small one, still green. And then I have one over here that has turned orange, almost completely orange already. So we'll probably be picking that one soon. Pumpkins keep for a long time, so it may even keep all the way till Halloween. So we'll probably pick that, and then we'll take it inside in a cool, dry place and just leave it sit till we're ready to carve it. And then moving on around here, you can see the sugar cube melons. Not looking so great now. A few, or at least one of the plants on that side is probably got some sort of root rot or something like that, so it's dying off over there. Some of the other ones not looking so good, but they usually tend to look more rough as the summer goes. And you see there are some beans trying to grow through the cantaloupe there as well. But these sugar cube melons are one of the best tasting melons I've ever had. And right now, I can see from just looking at it, we have one there. There's one over there hiding. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. There's number 5 there. Number 6 over here. And there's another one right beside it. So quite a few melons still growing on these vines here. So still got quite a few to pick. I've already picked about 3 of them, and can't wait to pick the rest of these. So moving on here. Oh, and one more thing about the sugar cube melons. As you can see, if you look over here, you can see all this powdery mildew on the pumpkins over here. But you look at the sugar cube melons, or the cantaloupe, and there is no powdery mildew at all. This particular cantaloupe, or sugar cube melon, whatever you want to call it, is powdery mildew resistant. As you can see, none of the powdery mildew has jumped from the pumpkins over to the sugar cube melon. So it is a very highly disease resistant variety of cantaloupe. Okay, so moving on to the bean arbor here. As you can see, it's doing very, very well, as always. I've picked, I think, a couple hundred green beans off of here already over the past week or so, and I put them in the freezer, and it looks like we're going to get a whole bunch more off of here. So, doing very, very well. And then over here, you can see my kale plants are doing really well also. I think, I guess it was quite a few weeks ago, they were looking pretty rough. There were a lot of insects on it, and they weren't doing very well. They were eaten up by a lot of, I guess, cabbage loopers and some flea beetles. But somehow, some way, they all left, and now the kale is looking great. I really didn't spray them down with much of anything. I did spray them down with a little bit of garden safe kill on contact spray once, but that was probably over a month ago. But now they're doing fine by themselves. Not a lot of holes or anything else in them. Just all of a sudden the insects stopped attacking it. So who knows? Looking good. I'll have to get over there and pick some of those. But moving on here, you can see here the strawberries are doing pretty good, but the strawberries are a little on the small side right now. I did have a few that had some decent size to them, but I do not expect to get a lot out of these the rest of the year. I think they'll probably do much better next spring, as I did plant them this year, so they'll probably do a lot better in early spring. But until then, I'm going to let a lot of these runners fill the middle of this bed out, and then I'll have the entire bed filled, the entire 4x4 bed filled with strawberries next spring. And then moving on over here, these sweet potatoes, you can see some of the vines are starting to yellow a little bit, so that might be a sign that we are going to have to pull them out of the ground here soon. So maybe within the next week or so, I'll do a sweet potato review. And as you already know, I already harvested a lot of my corn. Harvested about 8 ears of corn off the top of the stalks here, and I did harvest quite a few smaller ears off the bottom, and the squirrels did get a few ears of corn there, as you can see. But I think I pretty much broke even. I think I got right about 14 ears of corn, counting the 8 from the top and a few of the smaller ears on the bottom. So I think I pretty much broke even on the corn. So that's pretty good. However, the sugar baby watermelons did not do so great. Most of them only wound up being about 2 pounds a piece when they should have been about 8 to 10 pounds. I don't know why that happened, but maybe better luck next year. We'll maybe we'll try the sugar babies again, or maybe I'll try another variety, and we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, the sugar baby watermelons were kind of a bust this year. So one of my garden fails for this year. That's it for now. Next week I may be planting a lot of cool weather crops, maybe some lettuce, some more carrots, and some other things out here in the Potager garden as I clear some of this warm weather crops up here. That's it for now. Thank you everybody for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so, and if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for watching.